In the year 1822, Denmark Vesey is sentenced to death based on accusations that some historians today argue over the validity of. But that is obviously not where his story starts. Little is known of Vesey's life before slavery. What is known, however, is that he was born in 1767 on the island of St. Thomas in the West Indies. In 1781, Denmark was sold into slavery as a teenager to Captain Joseph Vesey, who was transported to the town of Charleston, South Carolina. Vesey worked on a ship for the captain for several years, and then worked as a house servant. He worked as a slave for Vesey for 19 years. Then, in the year 1800, Denmark Vesey had a stroke of good fortune, winning $1,500 in the lottery. He finally bought his freedom for $600 and used the rest of his winnings to set up a carpentry shop. The shop was apparently very successful. Years later, in 1816, he co-founded the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church, along with former members of Charleston's Methodist Episcopal Church. During the years that followed, Vesey became more and more frustrated with his treatment by others as a second-class citizen. Finally, when Charleston authorities shut down the Methodist Church, Denmark Vesey planned what would have been the greatest slave rebellion in history. The rebellion was thought by him to be justified by quotes from the Bible, specifically that kidnappers, whether they had sold their fugitives or had been caught with them still in possession, were to be put to death. The plan was set for July 14th, 1822, Bastille Day in France. At the sound of church bells, the slaves were to gather and read publicly these passages from the Bible. They would then run through the streets of Charleston, murdering any white man, woman, or child they found, burning major city buildings and businesses, killing the governor and mayor in their sleep. They would then reach the ports, where they would seize it, gather all 9,000 slaves and the other 54,000 black citizens of Charles into ships, and set sail to Africa or Haiti, where they would be welcomed as free men. As word of the rebellion spread quickly throughout the community, though, one of the slaves informed his slave worker of the plan. A devastating mistake. Denmark was charged with conspiracy and tried along with 130 others. 66, including him, were charged, and 33 were sentenced to execution, while the other 27 were exiled. Denmark Vesey was executed by hanging on July 2nd, 1822. One should keep in mind, however, that historians today believe that Vesey may not have been a conspirator of the plans, but the victim of false rumors and paranoid whites of Charleston. Not a single one of Denmark's accusers was brought to face him during his trial.